Hello, welcome back to the White Belt Sous Chef. We are gonna have a fun seminar today. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, weekday, whatever. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna teach you how to make something that's really super easy to make that can be made complicated. We're gonna do a brown belt version of ribs later, but today we're gonna do white belt ribs, and we got a special guest coming in from Las Vegas. My rubs. These are my favorite spices. You got a spicy here, and you got the OG over here. Pick these up at marsflavor.com. Highly recommend supporting a local guy who makes beautiful rubs. Marlon, making ribs for you today, buddy. All right. So right here we got some beef ribs. I guess main difference between beef ribs and pork ribs is that beef ribs come from a cow. They're larger. They've got 4 stomachs, and the pork ribs come from a pig, which is shorter. It's got a round nose, known as a snout. The pork comes from pig and beef from a cow. So that's basically the main difference, now that we're all square on that. So we got some ribs in here. I got some nice beef ribs. So I like a nice dry rub. I really like it simple. We're going to smoke them and take them out on the grill on other days, but today we're just going to keep it really simple, white belt level. We're going to roast them real low temperature, kind of steam them in the oven at 250 degrees. We're going to check it every hour. We're going to make sure it still has liquid in the bottom of it, and then we're going to finish it under a broiler at a real high temp to get that nice crust on top. But the main thing we're going to do is season them right off the bat. So I'm going to take my OG. I'm not in the mood for spicy. My chicken wing diet earlier on in the week has given me enough spice. So I'm just going to coat this really well on top. Now, if you want, feel free to rub it with a little bit of mustard, soy sauce. I like a dry rub. So for me, I just want to do this. Some people say you don't need to do the backside, kind of inconsequential, but whatever. We're going to get seasoning everywhere, rub it in, make sure it's really good to go. All right, and then we are going to get some water in the bottom of it. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, whatever you like. This is probably the most important thing, is making sure there's always going to be liquid in the bottom. Because I don't necessarily, you can boil them and then broil them or finish them on the grill or in the smoker, whatever you want. Cook them in the smoker the entire time, but you got to stay on top of that smoker. Keep making sure the temperature is staying constant. There's charcoals. You know, it's a lot of work. Lazy man today. Very lazy. I don't want to go outside. There's a tornado of murder hornets and whatever outside. I'm done with that. There's a pterodactyl living in my grill. So I got to stay inside today. So right now I got water just to cover the bottom of this. The ribs are nice and rubbed. Gonna pop the lid on it. We're gonna pop it in the oven, and then I'm gonna go chill out, watch something on TV, do whatever. Gonna enjoy an hour. I'll see you in an hour. We're gonna check it. Enjoy your day, guys. See you in a little bit. Do bigger shimmy.
I don't care.
I don't care. Maybe walk around. Oh, they're all over my foot. All right, so we are back. It's been about an hour and a half. We are going to pull our ribs out and just kind of do a maintenance check out, see where we're at. So, hour and a half in. As you can see, we are pretty far away. If you can get kind of the glistening of what's going on in our water down here, you're going to see we're going to start to get a really nice beef stock. So we're going to be using that for our barbecue sauce later on. You can use beer, whiskey, chicken stock, beef stock, whatever you really want. It's up to you to use right there. Our main goal of this checkup is just to ensure that we do still have liquid in here. That's the main thing. We got a good amount of liquid in here, so I'm going to pop the lid on, pop it back in the oven for another hour, and relax. And that's how hard cooking is, guys. Let's not overthink things. It's like the first couple years of jiu-jitsu where the coach is like, not even touching you, just breathe. Just breathe. Why did you stop breathing? This is cooking, guys. Real simple stuff. just a simple rack of ribs, a rub, some water, popped it in the oven. We're going to let it go for a couple hours and keep checking it, make sure it's got liquid. So see you in an hour or so, guys. Have a good one. Relax. Coming, chef. We will be in here with them, but they're hungry. Marv smells the beef. He's got a hunger for the ribs. So we're about 2.5 hours into this process, 250 degrees. So let's scoop out our ribs and check them out, see where we're at. Right, Marv? Come check him out. He really does. Oh, so we're starting to pull away from the bone. You can see how soft this is becoming. So I think at this point, we're going to be giving it about another half an hour, and in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the smells. You're going to enjoy the smells. We're going to dice up some onions and celery, and I'm going to show you how to make a barbecue sauce with the remaining liquid while the ribs are finishing under the broiler. So enjoy yourself. We'll see you in a half hour, guys. We are back, and the ribs are out in about 3.5 hours. I like to pull them out early because the next little bit takes about 30 minutes. As you can see, I love my Big Red here. It's so great, seals everything in. I put maybe 2 cups of liquid in the beginning, and there's about 1.5 cups left in there. It's all steamed in, so let's check out what we have here. And our ribs are starting to pull away. We could see, yeah, we got a little bit of time left, maybe like half hour, 20 minutes. So I'm going to take them out. We are going to pop them in a 500 degree oven. Just let them crisp up. In the meantime, we're going to make barbecue sauce with what we have left. So right here, we have a nice beefy. If you used pork, it would be porky, obviously. It wouldn't be beefy if you used pork, but anyway. So we got a little bit of stock here. So we're going to bring it up to a boil. I've got onions, a little bit of celery, garlic. Now we're just going to kind of let this simmer for a couple minutes. You really want to save this liquid. You don't want to let it go to waste. I even know somebody who simmers ribs overnight in Dr. Pepper. I don't understand it. The ribs were delicious. I weren't here right now. They're avenging that rib lost. But real simple stuff. You want to keep all your flavors in. You want to keep your liquid. I don't want to add too much salt to this. We're going to taste this a little bit at a time. Our ingredients are going to be a little bit of brown sugar for sweetness. The brown sugar, dark brown sugar is perfect because it has molasses in it versus white sugar. And that's going to add a nice thick, sticky barbecue sauce. If you want a vinegar sauce, you can just alter this as you please. So we're going to add brown sugar. I like apple cider vinegar, ketchup, spicy brown mustard, and then my rub, which you can pick up at marsflavors.com. Support local. And I'm going to make this barbecue sauce, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. So I'll check you out. Alright, so we are back, and I'm going to show you step by step how to make a barbecue sauce out of the jus from the rib cook, onions, garlic, celery, and whatever you want to. Throw in your jalapenos, whatever peppers you want. This is totally up to you. This is why I'm not going to show you a recipe, because we're just kind of wing it. I'm just going to show you the basics of what a barbecue sauce is going to be. So I've got ketchup everywhere. And that's my first ingredient. I'm going to start with ketchup and work it from there. Alright, so kind of have the ketchup I want. I have it reduced down to a simmer. And then the next ingredient, I love mustard. So get some mustard in here. I use a nice spicy brown. Vinegar. Again, I like a little bit of apple cider. We're not going to add much because this is where things can get out of control. So you want your vinegar and your dark brown sugar to kind of play with each other. You don't want one to overpower the other. You don't want it to be flat. So I add my vinegar. I'm going to add a little bit of dark brown sugar. And, you know, sometimes barbecue sauces are a little sweeter. Whatever. We'll get over it. And then we're just going to let this simmer. Originally what I had done is I took that original jus and reduced it down by half, and that's going to fortify it a little bit. Now we're going to get my trusty spoon and see where we're at. Yeah, we're almost there. I think it needs a little bit more of my rub because that's my seasoning. That's what I want to come through. Okay, so now I'm going to let this simmer for a couple more minutes. In the meantime, let's check out our ribs here. And this is what we're looking at. Pretty nice. We're getting a nice crust. You guys didn't think we'd be getting something this beautiful. Once we pulled them out, they were kind of soggy and brown. But right now we're looking at these beautiful ribs. So we're going to simmer this for a couple minutes. And then I'm going to throw one basting on it, crisp them up, and finish it. So we're about 5 to 10 minutes out from completion. So once our barbecue sauce gets a little bit closer to the thickness I like, and it's completely up to you. You can adjust this. If you like a little bit more of a tang, add vinegar. You like it sweeter, add some more brown sugar, more mustard. This is where you can play around with it and make it what you want. And that's why I like the ribs, just to have a simple flavor, not overpowering. I don't like to marinate them overnight. I want the ribs to taste like beef and the rub. And my rub is my rub. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. We'll probably just have a quick wrap up. I'm going to eat some ribs because I'm hungry. It's been a long day of resting and ribbing. So, see you in a bit. Come and check out our barbecue sauce. We're going to give it a taste real quick. See where we're at. That's right where we want to be. Pull out our ribs. Now, just give them a nice little baste. Alright, so back in the oven, 5 more minutes. 500 degrees. More rest and relaxation and downtime. See you in a bit. Alright, we are back. I'm going to try to get through this. My mouth is, I'm drooling right now. I wish everybody was here with me to share in these ribs, but I mean, I just pulled the bone off. Look at what we're working with, guys. Right there, perfectly cooked, real simple. Couple hours in the oven, low maintenance, wipeout kind of stuff you should be able to accomplish, make everybody happy. You're just finishing it for a little bit in the oven, takes very little monitoring. Rubbed it with a beautiful rub, great products from beginning to end, and you're gonna have a tasty meal. So hopefully everyone will be able to spend some time together, make some ribs, enjoy. So have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. I wish these weren't so hot. I really want to eat them. All right. Peace out.